Record. Okay. Well, welcome to Tarot Tuesday. This is November 7th, 2023. And thank you for being here. Whether you're here live with me or you watch the recording later, either way, to me, you are here with me. So thank you for being here. And today's topic is really about protecting your auras and charging our auras. For those of you that have been around me a while, you've heard me talk a lot about protecting auras, but I have kind of a new little way of really kind of charging it up and clearing even more than I've done in the past. So what I would love to hear from you that are here live, you can either, since there's only a few of us, we can do it personally if you want to unmute yourself, or you can drop it in the chat. Is what questions do you have about it? I know, Laura, you and I worked together off and on for a long time, so you kind of know my usual stance and recommendations, but so if you have any questions kind of about working with your aura, kind of knowing when something is yours or someone else's, those kinds of things, feel free to, like I said, either unmute or drop it in the chat. Either one is fine. So aura is, it is our energy. It is kind of our personal energy. And learning to manage it and recognize it and work with it is, it really is the kind of the key to so many different things, especially if you're an empath, which most of the people that follow me have some measure of being an empath. And learning to kind of tune into it, to know what's going on with it, to know where it is, can give you so much information. One of the things, of course, that I like to do is, what I call bubble up. And, bubbling up is bringing white light down from the universe, your higher power, whatever it is for you, and really just putting your entire aura in a bubble of white light. It sounds so very simple, but it is just highly protective. It works in so many different ways. I had one client that she and her husband both kind of knew. This was early, on when I first started doing this work. She and her husband were both kind of practicing bubbling up and different things, and they were in the car together, and something happened traffic wise, and they were about to hit a light pole, and I think she bubbled up the car and he bubbled up the light pole or something like that. And she said, there's really no way we should have missed that light pole. And they did. They didn't hit it. They weren't in an accident. And it protected them. And that's just one really great example. The other, some of the other examples that I like to give is, what I call the invisibility bubble. So, a couple of examples for that is, so I tend to have a bit of a lead foot at times when I'm driving. I own it, just sort of who I am at times. And if I, am having to get somewhere at a faster rate of speed than what is recommended, I sometimes will bubble up my vehicle in an invisibility bubble so that, maybe if there's any radar going on out there, that my truck won't be seen for it. So it works really, really well. I don't recommend using it, of course, unless it's really urgent. But it is effective. The other kind of method of using that particular technique is if empaths, and just people in general, there are some days where we have to go to a social event, or we have to go somewhere that there's a lot of people, or we're just not, when I say we're not in the mood for peopling, and you can use your invisibility bubble there as well, so that maybe you don't have to interact with people. The only challenge to that is people really may not see you, and so they may sit on you if you're sitting in a chair, or bump into you because they didn't realize you were there. It really is it's a wonderful technique for protecting your aura. And then the other thing you really can do, and I use this regularly, and I recommend it to clients as well, is putting, once you've got your bubble of white light on, is putting things kind of around your bubble that may reinforce it or add to it. If I'm around someone that, they may be a wonderful person, but they somehow, some way are draining my energy. I put not bubbles. I put mirrors around my bubble facing out. And what that does is it just, if they're like trying to, subconsciously, then again, they may not be doing it, intentionally like a true energy vampire, but there just are people that sometimes drain our energy. And it may just be that day, or it may be a regular thing. But you can put mirrors around your bubble, and it just kind of deflects anything, so it doesn't come into your space. So those are kind of some of the really common techniques that I give. I want to pause really quickly, because one thing that I forgot to ask at the beginning. At the end of Tarot Tuesday, right now, what I'm doing is I'm asking you to kind of think about, what do you want most in your life right now? What would bring you the most peace? What would bring you the most joy, the most happiness? Whatever. Yeah, you think about that and drop that in the chat, if you will, because I want to keep that in mind at the end when I'm sending out energy. And so think about what you want. And if you watch this recorded, just think about it in your head. You can even drop it in the comments, or I guess there's not comments. Well, comments like on Facebook or something, or YouTube, wherever this is going to be. Even post it there, because this energy is going to work for you no matter when you receive it. So, and putting something out in writing, whether it's typing, putting it out, is going to make a difference. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more about that and some of the things that I'm doing with clients right now. But so going back to auras, one of the things that I see with people too, and actually I see this with horses as well, but is auras crossing. So you're in a relationship with someone, and it doesn't, it can be any kind of relationship. It's not necessarily romantic. It can be friends, it can be your children, it can be family members, it can be a coworker, anything like that. Typically it is someone you're a little bit closer to, or you spend a lot of time with, that kind of thing. If your auras are crossing, that means they're sort of kind of always feeding off of each other. And even in the best of relationships, even in relationships that are really good, I don't want to see auras crossing, because what that means is that one or both are always kind of taking the other person's, or other horses in this, as it may be, taking their energy. And it can almost seem like, you just can't get away from them, in some respect, emotionally, and energetically, that sort of thing. And so what I do in sessions is I will actually, move those auras apart and put some energy in between them, because a lot of times what happens is one person really, is really needing or wanting that extra energy, and so they like try to go back, and so I'm like, no, we're just going to put some energy in between there and some protection, so that that doesn't keep happening. So that is certainly, another thing that I see in sessions a lot is auras crossing. people ask me, this question gets asked of me a lot. How do I know if something I'm feeling is mine or someone else's? Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. And when you're first learning about your aura, and learning to kind of discern what is yours and what is someone else's, that can definitely be more difficult. But honestly, it doesn't matter if you've been doing it for a month or you've been doing it for 10 years. The answer is really still the same. And that's to ask the question, is this mine? Is this mine? And when I say ask the question, it's with you can ask it with your whole body. You can ask it with your third eye, your intuitive mind. You just, for me, a lot of times I close my eyes because I'm a very sensory person. And so, if I have my eyes open, I'm being distracted by everything that I see around me. So for me, closing my eyes is okay, is this mine? And what happens when I do that is, I really can like almost see that energy. And, is it mine? Is it someone else's? And if it's not mine, and honestly, I would say if you're asking the question, is this mine? The majority of the time, it's probably not. Because you're recognizing that it's something different. You're recognizing, even like I say, even if you're new to kind of playing with your energy, you're recognizing on some level that it's different and it doesn't belong. So, and, then, someone says, so really and truly, someone will ask me that, well, how do I know if it's mine? And, my response is always, well, did you ask? Is it yours? And then the next question is, well, then what do I do with it if it's not mine? And the kind of the answer to that is to, you can go a couple of different ways with it. You can just tell it to leave. Okay, this isn't mine. You need to get out of my space, and you set the boundary. And this is my bubble. You dirty dancing. This is my dance space. This is your dance space. You really, this is my energy. You don't need to be in my energy. And then you also can ask the question is why are you here? Is there something you need? Is there something you're trying to tell me? Is there something you're worried about? Or that kind of thing. But the other thing really is to, you've put this bubble of white light around your aura. You know how to do that. So the next thing you can do is, if it's not yours and you're having trouble sort of getting rid of it, is you flush your aura with white light from above your head. You take that white light, and instead of just putting it around you, you literally just flush the whole thing. And you just slowly kind of imagine everything that isn't yours being pushed out of your energy. And that is also really highly effective. Some of the other things you can do is take showers, take baths with Epsom salts or sea salt or things like that. Ultimately, what this all is your intention. You are setting the intention for what is okay in your aura and what is not. Now, I've been doing this a long time. Do things still get in? Occasionally. It's just going to happen. It's part of life. It doesn't happen for me very often, but it does happen for sure, especially for people that I'm really close to, that I spend a lot of time with. You just sort of forget. You don't think about it, and so it's just a matter again of flushing that aura, taking a shower. Even when if you're not in a place that you can take a shower, or doing those things, even just making the movements of like washing your arms off, washing your body off. This is not, I'm washing off anything that is not mine, is going to be really, really effective. So questions? Y'all have any questions about auras and protecting yourself? Anybody? Okay, so nobody's dropped anything in the chat about kind of what you want. Like, what are your hopes? What are what's your greatest hope? What would you like to have right now? More than anything else. That I really would like to hear that, because I want to hold that for you when I'm sending energy out. I want to hold that space for you, and for whatever that is for you. So, oh no, there it is. Sorry, it was blocking it. Okay, so great. This is perfect. Be in the flow of abundance. Focus on health. 100%. Okay, those are great. Now, so what I want to start with in this respect, actually, nope, I'm going to do cards first. We're going to go back to that. So card reading, this is kind of for the next week, is generally kind of how I like to do it. But it also can be, today it kind of feels like maybe it needs to be in relation to your aura, protecting your energy, and or kind of what your greatest desire is right now. Well, let's see what shows up. Cards. And then I still will be talking about kind of how to charge your energy. And it's all going to be kind of tied into sending this energy out. So, awesome. Very good cards. So I've been pulling 3 cards is what I've been pulling. Wow. Oh, these are some good cards. Okay. Great cards. Okay. So you will kind of know what these are related to, and or if you don't know right now, you'll know in the coming week. So I'm going to show them all to you in order of Judgment, the 2 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. And I'm going to start with Judgment. Judgment is, I love this card and the way that she depicts it, because, it's really about a dove flying up into the light out of a lot of darkness. And I love this card, especially in relation to kind of what we're talking about, and the things that you've requested as far as your health and to be in the flow of abundance. And, I have my own kind of things that I'm planning on, and I'm planning on. So the Judgment card is really about rising up. It is truly about, rising above. It really is about rising up and rising above. So really perfect card for what we're talking about. The 2 of Cups is this is the love card. It can be romantic. It's typically associated with romantic love, but it also, if that's not applicable, or it really can also just be about any good relationship. So it is rising above love, maybe rising above. It could be rising above past love, or struggles with past love. But it also really, this card is just such great positive energy about a relationship, a good relationship, no matter the kind. And the 3 of Wands is, this card really speaks to, okay, so you've had some ideas, you have this passion, you have this, goal, and you've asked other people about what they think, or what their thoughts are, or those kinds of things. And this card says, okay, now that you've gotten all that information, now it's time to do whatever it is you want. You can take their information, you can take their insight or their opinions, but really this card speaks to go get what you want. And I love that. Again, this really, kind of together is rising above, good relationships, but at the same time, still doing what's most important to you, as opposed to what's important to anybody else. I'm hearing, kind of what I'm hearing as I say that is, don't listen to the shoulds. If someone is telling you you should do this or you should do that, or putting kind of that kind of pressure on you, that card is really saying, do what's right for you and not what someone is trying to pressure you into doing. Okay. So one of the things that I've been doing recently new with clients is really kind of focusing on getting rid of fear and anxiety. That is a part of it is about manifesting. It really is about achieving our goals and our greatest dreams, really. And one of the tools that I've been using, and I wanted to do this with the aura because I think it's so it really ties right in, is it's kind of about charging your aura with light at any time that you're really anytime, but especially if you're feeling stressed or tense or things like that. This is going to be really effective. And it's based on the belief that we have two what's called meridians, energy meridians. One that runs, they both run close to the spine. One that runs flowing upwards and one that runs flowing downwards. And so what I want you to do is just close your eyes for a minute. And I want you to picture those meridians really in your mind, in your body. And I want you to, as you inhale, I want you to bring energy up from the ground, from earth. And I want you to inhale it and bring that energy up into that meridian till it goes all the way up and over your head and really overflows to about your heart position, kind of where it's literally just beautiful, flowing over into your aura until around your heart. And just feel that meridian expanding, because when we have dealt with stress and tension and trauma and all of these things, these meridians get really small, they decrease in size, they get blocked. And what we're going to do is really open that meridian up with this energy. And once you've gotten there, and you're going to do the same thing, you're going to inhale and bring that energy into that meridian that goes down from your crown all the way down your body and up under your feet, where it flows all the way up to about the heart, and it meets that energy from the other meridian. And you're going to see that meridian expanding and growing and glowing even. And those energies meet together. And they fill your aura with this beautiful white light. Feel your body really relaxing. And you feel your energy increasing. And you can use this tool at any time, any place that you're feeling low energy, that you just need a boost of energy. If you really need, say for instance, you're running a race and you really need more energy in your legs, you can focus, instead of having that energy focused around your heart, you can bring it down and have it focused around your legs. If you really need it in your head to be sharp, to be focused, you can have it meet around your head. This is your energy. And one of the things that I've been teaching people is once you have this, is how to use this energy to connect with collective consciousness, to connect with, what Zading Velan refers to as the alternative space. And this is where you begin to manifest. This energy can align your heart and your mind, and you can start achieving the things that you most want to achieve. And I've been teaching that, and the effects of it have just really been already profound. And so what I want to do right now, the reason that I asked you kind of to explain kind of what you most wanted to achieve in your life, was to be able to take this energy and what I want you to do right now, this is another concept that I've been teaching with this reality transurfing model, is to shift your, it's not even really a belief, it's a knowing, but to shift your knowing to that you deserve to have what it is you most desire. And not only that you deserve to have it, you give your permission to have it, but that you do have it. And creating that shift of, I have it. I really don't have any doubts that I have it. Just the same as you would with the nonchalance that you walk in your door and unlock it with a key. That kind of knowingness, that these things can come to you, is what I've been teaching. And what I'm going to do right now when I send this energy out for you is hold these things in my heart for you, that these things that you desire will come. And what I want you to do is to know that you already have these things, and to imagine yourself in a place that you already have them. So sit back and enjoy this energy as it comes. Okay. So what I was doing for you was also holding those images in my mind and in my heart, of seeing you having those things. And it is a tool that you can use for anyone. It can be for someone that you care about. It can be for someone maybe that you're struggling with, but you know that what they need is peace. What they need you know, and if nothing else, everyone in this world would love more peace, everyone. And so you always can imagine someone else achieving that peace. You'd be amazed at the changes that you see in them when that happens. And so if you experienced anything that you would like to share, I would love to hear it. And otherwise, I'm really, really happy that you were here. And I hope that this was beneficial. I will, as I mentioned, I am starting to teach this to people. All tingly. Yay, really good. I love tingly. Tingly's good. I have started teaching these things to people. There's a lot more to it kind of than what I'm sharing here. But it is really profound. It's changed my life in ways that it's really difficult to explain. I went from being anxious literally my whole life to I just don't worry about anything. And that is pretty amazing. You know, kind of where I come from the last several years. You know, that's a big change. So it really is amazing. And right now I've lowered my sessions to try to help more people, not the cost of my sessions. So right now a half an hour is 45 US and an hour is 75. So please take advantage. And I felt happiness and peace. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. Yay. And this Tarot Tuesday is free. So please tell other people. I really just want to be able to hold this vision for people of them achieving what they want. And doing that for as many people as I can. So I'm glad you're here. I hope you'll come next week and the week after and the week after and enjoy it. So thank you both. Thank you for whoever's watching recorded. I love you, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.